Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. It's been a couple of weeks since the 1.0. I've still managed to resist playing a game. I've been really tempted, but I've not actually played one yet because this is the last video I wanted to do before actually diving into some gameplay itself, and we're going to have a look at all of the new crew and just have a quick look through, see what they all do and see what sounds interesting. So if you enjoy this content, please don't forget to do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe. You can join us in the Patreon. Anything you want to do to support the channel is really appreciated. But for now, let's see what we've got. So, I believe there's 12 new crew. We've got all the captains here. I don't think I've clicked on any yet, so hopefully we should just have these icons. Oh, it's still showing things like nuisances there being new. I've definitely seen that before. So you have to forgive me here. I'm going to go through this through. Young Kokole. So I think I saw the description of this. I've seen the description of a lot of these in like the patch notes. Let's just have a look ourselves. First of all, I love that model. That's really cool. I think, is this the one where there's like two versions of it? Young Kokole, small melee, airborne scavenger, increases attack and health by 1 whenever a nearby crew in line of sight is destroyed. I love that it's in line of sight. So it's sort of Tipu-esque, but it's almost to the point that you can actually just use other units to make it more powerful. I like it. It doesn't specifically say allied or enemy crew either, so that's actually a really nice touch. We can still have a bit of fun with it, and I could see this actually working out really nicely. It seems like it's got quite a bit of power. It needs the health. It's very, very low health, but I love that. Love the sound effects. Let's have a quick look in here and see. Up for a folder. We want to look at characters. Here we go. I'm going to guess Cholik. No. I wonder if these actually count as characters. Unknown? So later. Looks like we've got Ursik Scattervine in there. I wonder if these are not in here for any lore introductions here. I don't see any youngs. I'm going to look for C as well. Okay, so it doesn't look like all of these have got stories. In fact, looking through this, I don't think any of the new crew are on here, are they? None of these look like new crew. There's lots of new captains, so we know we don't need to worry about going through all of these. None of these jump out. I will just double check. Okay, so no new lore for those. Either way, Young Kokole, I think it's really fun, like a build around. It's the sort of thing that you could actually see yourself, you know, using a bit of setup over a couple of turns, getting a couple of good activations out of this. It suddenly actually becomes a bit of a monster. So, a sort of stacking unit, I like that a lot. That sounds like fun. Malini we've got next. So Malini, I love, you can tell that like some of the same designers, well, I assume it's the same designers as like Subnautica, because these just look like the same sort of creatures you'd find on these worlds. We've got like the Donut Butterfree with, that looks like the mask of one of the Black Waltzes in Final Fantasy IX, my favourite game of all time. And then these actually look like the Sea Emperor and Sea Dragon tentacles in Subnautica. That's what they look like to me. So Malini, 3 cost, Blinding Light. Rivals in clear line of sight of Malini have minus 40% accuracy. I love this. This is absolutely the sort of thing that I would play. I'm like, you know what? Let's get some utility in there. Let's just stick a unit out there and just make life difficult. And it also, it does say here, it's 40% accuracy. It doesn't specifically state to range, melee, anything. So I can see worlds where if you're playing against this, it probably could be okay to play around, because you're going to want to be trying to send yourself, like taking shots through small pieces of terrain and like very lightly giving yourself a debuff to avoid a bigger 40% debuff. I think that's a really interesting mechanic that's going to add in there. So, you know, you've got like a bit of soft terrain, you go to, your line of sight goes just over the edge to make sure that you're no longer getting the Malini debuff. I think that's a really nice bit of nuance that's going to be included in there. It, like I said, it could be really easy to play around. I don't know yet, but if it's not, I would be playing that. So it sounds like almost like a spinning top. I'd hope this like spun round if it was a real animated model. I like that. That's really cool. So we know what Atsi does. Next is Nenepi. This is like a sort of woolly mammoth butterfly crossed with like, what is it with the claws? Like almond? Oh, I don't know. Oh, why am I so bad at these? Either way, I like this design. It's the wings are the one part I'm not quite sure look like they fit there, but I like it. Like, the rest of it looks like it could be like one animal. The wings look a bit like, let's stick butterfly wings on it. But either way, I still think it's quite cool. So, a small airborne harass, deal 2 damage to a unit, but then it gains +1 attack for 3 turns. I think I played like a test thing and the AI used this against me. And I was really confused, so I couldn't figure out where it's from. But using this on anything with like pummel or rapid fire or anything like that, really, really nice. And it's to any unit as well. So you could use it on things like Crash, make Crash just have a massive, massive AoE damage as well. You can use it to finish off enemy units. It's an ability, so it's nice and like succinct. You don't have to worry too much about retaliation necessarily. I think this could see some play, but it's, again, the problem is this is the only ability. So you have to be using 1 per turn, and you could end up in a situation where it's actually just bad to use it. So I think Nenepi's situational. If you can build a list that takes advantage of it, absolutely. Like something like with Rebuild a Texo to make the most of healing a unit to full and buffing it. So like a Crash would be great with this. Like Texo would be quite good. Anything that can really make use of, like, Beatrice would be good as well. Give her a bit more damage. Hard to kill anyway. I don't think the pierce damage is based on her attack damage. I think it may just be 2 damage, but either way, in fact, I'm gonna check this. Oh no, it damages all units aligned. So yeah, so this is actually really nice for Beatrice. You could end up actually just buffing her up, getting 3 damage to deal with in a line as well, and keeping her tanky. I like it. That seems awesome. Okay, Texo we've got. This doesn't feel like I've gone through anywhere near enough of these new units yet. There's better be a lot coming. Scurryils. So I've seen a lot of people talking about Scurryils. Scurryils. Give me a have a little sip of coffee. Delicious. Now I'm invigorated, ready to talk about this. I don't know what it does yet, so let's have a look. First of all, this is giving me Pinky and the Brain vibes. Like, it absolutely feels like Pinky and the Brain, maybe a bit of like Biker Mice from Mars, if you remember that show. Fantastic, I love it. These tails are amazing. I like these a lot. Really cool design. It kind of makes me think a bit of like Laser Squad, but rodent mind controllers. Control Mind. Okay, oh, maybe I subconsciously knew what this was. Resilient is nice. Yeah, a bit harder to kill. 6 health is not a ton, but it's decent. Take control of rival crew for the turn. So I'm assuming it's just for this turn, maybe not next turn, but this is one of the few where I think I actually need to try this out to see. The others I can figure out how they'd work. That one seems straightforward. What I want to figure out is, do we control it just for our turn, or do we get it next turn as well? So let's start. Augmented creatures have the ability to cause chaos by taking control of a rival crew for a turn, so it temporarily functions as your own. It's also resilient, so while they can't attack, damage dealt to them is reduced. Okay, so Control Mind here. So we're obviously just going to make this. Take the units and just... Wait, why did we take 2 extra there? Oh, it's just a normal hitback. Let's just make these things fight each other. This is fun. And then end the turn. Okay, so it's only for that one turn. I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking at what I was supposed to be doing here. But this is absolutely reasonable. I actually don't know even if I can win this from here, but we're going to be dead anyway. Either way, I like that. I like that it's not for like a whole turn cycle as well. But could be very powerful. The range seemed pretty decent as well, so I like this. Of course, it's just random chittering noises. Like, as much as I feel like those would be actually quite hard to imitate, at least like there wasn't too much in writing voice lines and that sort of thing. Nobody was sat there going like, "Ooh, I wonder how to like type this chitter out." 10 is, I mean, this looks terrifying. I'm trying to. It feels like Mr. Strong from the Mr. Men from that angle. Let's have a look what we're dealing with. So it's a short, stubby, angry, kite-shaped lizard. Love it. Charge. Charge is nice, so move the turn it's deployed. Always happy with that. First strike is nice, so a bit of anti-melee tech. Combo meal. Whenever it destroys a unit, refresh its move and attack. I am going to be playing so much of this. So much of this. Like, hit and run already is something I like love playing for that reason. Like, hit something and run away. If this refreshes its attack as well, I am putting this in everything all the time with charge. Try and stop me. I love this. More just random animal noises. This is my favourite one so far. Out of the new units, this is my favourite. I like this so far. Tenazet looks awesome. Not much to say about it, but I love the way it's going to play out in game. You could absolutely set up a situation where you could just chain that to 2-3 units in a turn. It's a couple of movement buffs. You could absolutely fly. You could even bring back Quetzali for something like that. Turo. 4 cost, 8 health. At the start of your turn, if Turo has 25 or more health... Oh, this is the alternate win con. I love these in things like Magic alternate win cons. I'm not sure how viable this is, but I love it. If it has 25 or more health, award 10 victory points and win the match. Attract BP birds. All targeted units will be nourished by an amount equal to the number of units in the targeting circle. So it's just cram things together in a corner, stack up a load of extra health, try and win the game off of it. I love it. This makes me think a little bit of Toner Mystic Manteo. I always say Toner Mystic Manteo. I always say that wrong now. Now that we've listened to the stories, it's Manteo, who is a Toner Mystic. So it's Toner Mystic Manteo. I love it's got the fruit still on the top. Got some birds. Do these look... Are these supposed to be actual separate birds? Yeah, they are. So it almost looks on this character model as if they sort of just didn't paint the birds, which is odd because normally the default skins have really nice attention to detail, but it almost looks like they sort of just got partway through and then didn't finish them. Almost the same as the flowers. Strange. But either way, I love it. I mean, it's a beautiful model. For some reason I was expecting more detail on the birds, but then again, they could also be fake birds as part of the plant, but I think they're supposed to be real. Oh yeah, because it's attract PP birds, yeah. So I think overall I'd like a little bit more detail on that, but I love it. I love this sort of carapace down the back. It's nice for a defensive unit. No attack, so you are just playing on one game plan. If you put this in your list, that's the only thing that you're doing. Of course, it's like a... Love it. Yeah, this is a one-trick pony, so to speak. You're putting this in your deck in your list for one reason, and if you can build it, you're gonna have a great time. Atoxia. There we go. Another little just runty thing. It's almost like Yakish. Yak crossed with sort of turtle Pokemon. See, a bit angry, I like it. Okay, 5 cost, large melee, 2 attack, 10 health. When it's destroyed, leave behind a cinder pile and throw a unit behind Atoxia. I just don't... I did actually see another Reddit comment on this, and devs and everyone, I love all of you. You are all wonderful people. Please make the names a little bit easier to pronounce in future, because I am good at these things, and I find some of these quite difficult, and it doesn't flow naturally. You know, I'm trying to talk about the units, and it doesn't quite come out in an easy way, and it makes it feel less identifiable. Because if you can't say something, you're not going to have that identification in your head between the sound of the name and what the unit is itself. Oh, look at this grubbly thing. It's like he's got a bit of porridge he's just halfway through eating there. And yeah, throw a unit behind it. It feels like Chuck and Co, but with a flip behind you, which perfectly fine by me. I love things like that. Makes me think of Singed in League of Legends. Brilliant. And the cinder pile is fine. Not worried about it. I just think it's a perfectly reasonable thing. I don't think you'll get much use of it because it's mostly not going to be getting destroyed on your turn anyway, but it's nice to know it's there. Ovix. Ooh, this looks cool. Going back to League of Legends again, this looks like Ornn. If Ornn had a peacock friend, this is what I'd be thinking of. Cross with a lion statue. Okay. Ovix, large armor, unstoppable charge, moving a straight line, pushing and dealing 1 damage to any units upon collision. My issue with this is it's 5 cost with no attack, and it only deals 1 damage with the ability. So for something that costs that much, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do anything. Versus armored units, you're not going to do anything at all. I feel like maybe the charge should be 2 damage, or it should even have just even 2 melee attack. I don't think would be unreasonable. I like the armor, but look at this thing. It feels like it should be able to do more damage than that. I should stop pressing these buttons. It's just generic animal noises every single time. But I like this. I feel like it just doesn't feel like this is very impactful, but it will be tough to deal with. Armor, 6 health, just inconvenient moving around. I like that. I think that's probably lower down on my list so far. Yeah, it's not one that's gone pretty high for me. Okay, again, I guess I just never clicked on these. I think I did the videos for these on the experimental server. Coquelet, what have we got here? This is the big one of the one we looked at earlier. So, whenever a crew range is destroyed, create a young Coquelet, max 2. So we just get one of those up. And I think the range was fairly decent. Good for melee units that you're going to be trading, or like things like a rickety backfire. If you can keep it safe for a turn. Very nice. Give Coquelet and Fronde melee units in range first strike this turn. This is a bit of value, pretty reasonable. Again, it's one of the ones where you want to play it when you can trigger it. I love the sort of the tail things holding these balls, so I'm going to guess these balls are actually supposed to be eggs, and this is where the young Coquelets come from. This is quite cool. I do like this. I love the sort of cross between amphibian and fur with the stylings. It's quite cool. This bit here makes me think of the jaw of the Snowstalker in Below Zero, and then we've got like a sort of big Tyranidy spine thing on the back. I like that. I think, again, I'm not sure how good that one's going to be, but I think it's cool. Rule of cool is always important. So, okay, here we go. We've got a few more. We've got 1, 2, 3 more to look at down here. Party is the first one. 7 cost is huge. I thought that was someone riding on its back. No, but it's actually just a sort of a furry butterfly moth centaur griffin thing. Nice. Like it. So it's a 2/8 airborne. What doesn't kill you gains 1 attack and 1 speed whenever it takes damage. And I just glimpsed the ability here. Fully restore its health. This is beautiful. There's so many people going to want to play this, and like just playing this as like a frontline unit, trading and then just healing all your health over and over again. If you can get like a consistent way to rebuild a Texo it and just heal even more every time, just use this as a brick wall. This sounds awesome. And my favourite part of it, to be fair, is actually the increased speed. I love the idea of this just I want to see how fast things can move. I want to see if this can move the whole map. Can it go past like 10? Is 10 the highest? Can we go to 30? Can we literally just get infinite movement to the point we're moving anywhere on the map? We're going to be trying this out at some point. Love it. Okay, party is cool. Not sure where it's going to go, but it's cool. So, Orceptrix. This is the one that had like the different spelling, wasn't it, originally on the announcement? I was like, I couldn't figure it out because there's 2 different ones. Delicious gulping noises for you all. I apologise. I also, part of me in the back of my mind thinks like it almost feels like a nod to Auspex Tactics, who was the guy that does YouTube things for Warhammer 40k on a regular basis. I actually met the guy once. I didn't know who he was when I met him, but he seemed very nice. So, Orceptrix, airborne trailblazer, deal 1 damage to all units in an area, push and burn them. Oh, this is our birdie dragon thing. Awesome. When it moves, deal 1 damage to all units in its path and burn them. But again, no actual attack, but this is fine. Deal 1 damage to all units in an area, push and burn them. But how does the trailblazer work? I'm guessing it's just... Okay, this is another trial. I'm guessing this is going to be like literally a trail that goes on fire, a trail blazing. But we'll have to see. I'm assuming it's just as you move over things, it makes a little trail. Orceptrix, airborne unit with... Oh goodness, so many maximuses. 2 burning abilities, it deals damage to all units in select area, pushes them back and burns them. Also, every time it moves, it deals damage to all units in its path and burns them. Okay, so... Yeah, here we go. So this is like the path it takes. Fire breath. So if we say send this over here first, this is the one. Okay, it's giving me... So that was fire breath. It moves, deal 1 damage to all units in path and burn them. Yep. Okay, so fire breath has the wrong tooltip. Because that's not what that does. This is the same... Or is this, does this do it more? Let's find out. That's just 1 damage. Yeah, fire breath has the wrong tooltip. It's not when it moves deal 1 damage to all units in its path and burn them at all. It's deal damage to all units in it. Hang on. These are swapped round, aren't they? Yeah. These descriptions are the wrong way round. I hadn't noticed that. That was why I was getting so confused. So we end the turn here, these should all burn away, this should take a bit of damage. Well, that was a really cool animation then. I was burned at the end of the turn. Let's burn at the end of the turn? Oh well, this is no Joker act. I thought that was rebuild of Texan. Yes, the end of the turn. Okay, cool. I like this. It's cool. Like, not sure how much utility it's got, but I like it. Like, it's kind of awesome. Again, I don't think 1 and 1 justifies an 8 cost. Like, that's a lot of cost for not much there, but it is AoE on everything and burn, I suppose. So it's more like 2, and you only need to activate 1 of them to get the burn on there, so that's nice. Okay, I could be on board with that. I could see a world in which like there's a meta where you want that sort of effect. So we are over to, I believe it's just our final one now. Yep, Mantly Tipu, which absolutely looks like, where's it gone? Mekwani Thicket has just turned into this. So this is the one that spawns Tipus, is it? Yeah, look at these. How cute are they? And it's also terrifying. Love this. Okay. Mantly Tipu, 9 cost, expecting. When deployed, create baby Tipus to your crew limit. When it hits, it gains +1 attack, +1 health. So they are literally just small Tipus that get bigger and bigger. Sticky Swaddle. Stun crew and give it invulnerable for a turn. I like that a lot. You can just nail down an enemy unit for 2 costs per turn. And if you've got all of these baby Tipus, you're going to be able to afford this. Like, I think this is possibly just really strong. This is like a Nixia from Hearthstone vibes. You're just making it really, really difficult to actually chew through it. I mean, I'm sold. These new units look great. I'm just do this while we're here. Get rid of this so next time I come on here, no one's looking at me and going like, "Why have you still got these here?" And just getting frustrated with me for my really, really poor like roster management. Honestly, I think they've done a great job on these. Like I said, there's a couple of big hits for me. Can't remember the name of them already. Teniza is one that I am so keen for. Scurrials looks powerful. I'm wanting to put that on just to try it out. We've got, and I do actually think that Mantly Tipu could actually be a thing you see. The downside is obviously you give up so many points before your Tipus die. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, I think this is great. We're gonna end this with my my favourite of the new units on the screen. Have a look at this beautiful thing. Just the Stumpy Kite Dragon. Absolutely going in the list. I want to just try and kill 3-4 things, deal like 9-12 damage a turn with it. Cannot wait. If you guys can't wait, just drop something in the comments. You know, just let me know how much you're excited for these gameplay. The next video is going to be gameplay, I promise. I'm going to try a whole bunch of new things, just jump into some games and see what happens. And then maybe after that, the next video we're going to try a proper boss run at some point. Might be split over a couple of videos next week. But yeah, we're going to get into some gameplay shortly. So if you've enjoyed this, let me know in the comments which your favourite unit is. I really want to see of the new units which one you're most excited to play. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join us over on Patreon. Anything you do to support the channel is really, really appreciated. But most importantly, thank you so much for watching.